I was asked about my public output or content or posting in the social media around sharing vulnerability or mistakes. I was asked, oh, so everything in your side seems to be healed, Ilan, because in myself, if I tune into doing something similar to you, I feel still afraid of negative comments or of being abandoned then or of being judged by others. And this is such an interesting thing because I think the only difference that we can achieve around the topic of fear is how do we relate to the fear. It's not about healing from fear in a way of living without fear. It's instead living more and more fearlessly by embodying fear and being okay with fear. So, no, I'm not healed. And no, I'm not immune against negative comments. And yes, I'm very, very afraid of being abandoned by those people that I would love to stay in my life, or that I would love them to love me and keep loving me. And then I fuck it up. And then they stop loving me. And then they start hating me and judging me, etc. And all of that, I think, a very modern and maybe even needed approach to healing is really reframing this term in a way of, I mean, just on a global level and just very like statistically, we will be less and less able to afford those artificial safe settings of pure safety and unconditional love, and every therapist in the room is perfectly trained and everything is just so tuned into our nervous system that we are deeply parasympathetic and that our trauma unwinds because everything is safe. So this will be less and less the case, maybe for all of us, but around many resources like beautiful space, places on earth, on the beach, without people, less and less. Beautiful places with healthy nature, less and less in the upcoming years. Money, affording therapy and one-to-one coaching with highly skilled coaches, less and less for less and less people. So I think a very healthy approach and empowering approach to healing is healing through exposure. It's healing through instead of healing by withdrawing or by fleeing from it. So every video that I do, also this one in English, because English is, as you can hear, not my native language. It's an experiment and it's super open if this gets posted and how I will feel with that. But I do know that my instinct for what makes me safe at the end of the day is not me withdrawing from the challenge, and it's not me running from the risk. Instead of it, it's running into the risk and seeing what happens then. Not at all costs, of course. This is not running in front of the car and seeing who is the stronger one. I never did that and I hope I will never do. But there are things around social risk that we can answer on purpose and perfectly in the social media and in digital output that is visible for eventually everybody in the world who has a computer, which is way more than the people that we think about when we do a YouTube video or something like that. So I think exposing us in a titrated way internally to all those underlying risks that are there waiting in our nervous system and therefore also in the potential resonance from the outer world is a very empowering approach to being with the terms of fear, of wound, of shame, and of healing on the other side of the game. Because if I would have to decide, I'm full of shame and I'm full of fear, but my instinct for how to navigate fear and how to handle the longing for safety in my life is no longer defined by, oh, I need a better therapist, I need more money, I need a better method, I need more and more and more. Instead of, I need more inhale because there is even more fear coming. And if you want to help me in this project, or if I want to truly help you in this project, it might be even more being critical with one another, because in the critical setting we learn, oh, somebody is criticizing me. It's not meant, it's not saying automatically that I did something wrong. That's an inner decision when I hear criticism. So let me listen to the criticism again, and training being with my fear of having been wrong, and then owning all of that and saying, I might have been wrong, I might have been right. This conversation might be worth to be had, and might be not. At the end of the day, I love myself with all those mistakes that I did today and yesterday and that I will do tomorrow.